everybody. Welcome to another edition of NCW, also known as New Comics Wednesday. Don't you love getting together? Every Wednesday we do this at 3 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't been with us before, we chat for a few minutes every Wednesday about Xenoscope's latest releases. And if you don't know who I am your NCW host, Amber. To find our newest releases, you will head to Xenoscope.com, go to our new releases tab, and everything that has come out within the last couple of months, all in order, will be lined up. On top of that, you can also check out our new releases on Comixology, as well as going to your favorite comic book shop and picking them up there. Something that you're going to want to make sure that you tune in for NCW every week at 3 p.m. You're going to want to make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. Look at this wonderful graphic. I always screw this up on the side that Casey made. You're going to want to push the notification button to subscribe so we can hang out every single Wednesday because I love doing this with you guys. We're going to have a whole slew of guest lineups on today. We have writer Pat Shand. We have co-founder Joe, and I believe that co-founder Ralph will be making an appearance later in the stream. We have two new releases that we'll be talking about today. The first release that we'll be talking about is Robyn Hood, Home Sweet Home, a fantastic read written by our own Joe Brusha. It is $5.99 in our web store right now. Oh, Ralph added himself to the stream.
I didn't add myself because I'm on my device. It automatically adds me. I'm sorry.
Well, now I'm glad. Thank you.
You can log me off.
Okay, bye. Okay, so we have three lovely covers as always. Casey, if you could pop up cover A, and in the comments, like I always ask, make sure that you tell me which is your favorite cover. This is cover A. I like the shine sun coming through. The sunrise, I'm assuming a sunrise, maybe sunset, looks like a sunrise, maybe a dawn of a new day, of a new home. Here is cover B. Obviously showing the villain that Robyn Hood will be facing, maybe some demons from her past, I don't know. And here is cover C. Ooh. Three good covers. I love the color scheme with Robyn, just really, really fast. Like I love we always get the pink in the background usually on a lot of these covers, obviously the green and the camo. But I love when they incorporate the pink because it really makes the green pop very, very lovely. So before I bring on Joe, I will read the synopsis of the story. After all the roadblocks and hellish delays she has had getting back home, thanks to Smitty, Robyn would love more than anything just to relax. Girl, I feel you. But she has a few issues she's determined to square away first. Robyn will stop at nothing to get to the bottom of Smitty's recent motives, and she might not be ready for what she finds. Again, don't miss out on this oversized 32-page issue. Take aim. It is $5.99 in our web store right now. So without further ado, I will bring on writer and co-founder Joe Brusha. Who are you
Hello.
texting?
I was just texting you an idea, Amber, so you'll get a text later.
He was texting me an idea.
Yes.
Don't ever do the intros ever again.
Why does it say Amber is cool and then it just says Joe?
I don't know.
And why is Ralph trying to get on the stream? That's a little annoying.
I think Ralph was an accident, or he's hacking NCW.
No, it was good. It was good to see Ralph running around in Texas.
So let's talk a little bit of Robyn Hood. You know, you haven't been on NCW, I think, in like 3 months.
Once a year. I'll do it once or twice a year.
Why have you denied my request to be on?
You never asked me. You never asked me to come on.
The talent was being difficult. He never wants to come on.
No, anytime. I'm here every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. So it seems that home has many different definitions to the story. Seems like she's physically returning home. She's also fighting demons from her past. And somebody who maybe appears to feel like home is also entering the story. Can you speak more to that? Was that the point of the title, or did I make that up?
What? No, that was part of it. I don't even know where. I think the title was we had a couple different titles for this, and I think Dave just decided to pick the title at the end. So I'm deferring to Dave. He has all the answers to all the questions. He must have thought the same thing that you thought. But there's a couple different meanings to it for sure. She's been out of New York for a little while, and then she's visiting her past, and the home isn't as sweet as it really is. So, or that saying. So, it's kind of a little bit of a, what's that word I'm looking for? Oxymoron. I don't know.
Just I don't know if it's going to be the right term. I guess maybe homophone, but not, because homophone is like a word with different meanings. But
I don't know either.
We are not doing well out here. So in the story, we have Robyn's cousin, Megan. Can you tell us a little bit about Megan?
So after Robyn's mother passed away, she went to live with her uncle and her cousin. And, she never really knew her. She doesn't know her. She's a new character, but she's not in a very good situation. And I think that Robyn, without giving too much away, formed a little bit of an attachment to her and felt really bad when she had to leave her and leave her kind of the situation she was in. So, but it's the first time we've ever seen that character, and just trying to reveal a little bit more of Robyn's past and build up, what she went through.
When will we be seeing Megan again, or will we be seeing Megan again?
I don't know. How far do you think I plan ahead these things? I didn't know we were going to see her before the issue. So, it's a good question. Now you got me thinking about things. Possibly. Everything's always possible. I don't want to give a yes or a no.
So is there ever like a layout to Robyn every year where it's like one story we're going to really make sure that we dive into her past, and one story we're going to just take her to what's happening on, or is that kind of just flow naturally in the story meetings that you guys have?
Well, there's definitely a plan for the year. I think we're trying to resolve a lot of things that have come up in the past storylines, but it's never really set like we're gonna go back into our past. I think right now one of the things that I'm trying to do, at least with Robyn, is just make her more of a complete character. She has all this backstory that we haven't really revealed. So, what did she go through? We know we jumped into her story when she was a teenager at first, or a young adult, and then it just leapt off from there. We did a little bit of her past, but never really fleshed it out to where it is, people understand what motivates her and where she came from and why she acts the way she does. So just that's kind of the plan right now, is to have cool characters that she can interact with and villains, and reveal how she got to where she is.
Robyn Hood always has a lot of really emotional stories. And what's pretty interesting about you as a writer is that most of the stories that you write end up being just very emotional. There's always some sort of like connection or some difficulty in the character. Do you want to speak a little bit more to that, Joe?
Well, at least somebody thinks it. I don't know. I think sometimes, and I know I've done this myself, everything is kind of, you get caught up in the action, you get caught up in the heroics of the character. And I think the most important characters, the one we relate to the most, are the ones that you can make that emotional connection to, where you can see where they're coming from, what their motivation is. If you look at any of the great characters, Spider-Man, whoever saw Spider-Man, the new one, I mean, I didn't like it, but everybody saw, they had with great power comes responsibility and all that stuff, and Batman because of his parents being killed, and any of the really good characters that I've seen, they have some kind of emotional background, that baggage or whatever. And I think that's just, it's just trying to make, I see Robyn as a real character, so making other people see her as a real person and fleshing that out.
Yeah, that's fair. Anything else you'd like to tease about Robyn in an upcoming story?
Yeah, I think that we're going to resolve this kind of Child of Darkness storyline this year. So people definitely want to stay tuned for that. I think she's really evolving into more of I don't want to say hero, but less of a vigilante and more of a please bring back Marion. We're not bringing back Marion. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Maybe we will. Actually, I don't know. Jonah won't admit that he cries watching Old Yeller. Old Yeller, as a kid, of course, I bawled my eyes out. Come on, Chuck. Yes, I'm a very emotional person. I mean, but I'm an angry emotional person. Emotional person. I don't cry, I get mad, and I beat people up like Ralph.
Interesting. So really quick before you go, this villain was very scary. And I think what makes this villain so scary is because it's a villain that lives in the closet for some people and is like an emotional villain. Do you ever base off any of these villains on, you know, real life situations or like movies, or I don't know, where does this stuff come
It's all
from?
based on my life. All based on no, but I think that without a doubt, the scariest villains and monsters are the ones that are real, right? Like, you know, there are monsters in the world. Like we you know, you kind of tell your kids when they grow up there are no monsters, but there really are, right? So there's things that are scary, and there's you know, I just saw, not to bring everybody down, but I just saw some woman who threw her baby out the other day, right? Like, and they saved the baby, right? But that's a monster. Like, what kind of person could do that? And then there's different levels of that. People, you know, don't treat people well or do horrible things to their kids and things like that. And you know, so I think they're the scariest things because they could happen.
Yeah, so my mom was telling me that story about the baby in the dumpster and the fact that the baby lived, and I'm like, wow, what this purpose for this baby? I can't wait to find out.
It'll be in a comic. That baby's a child of darkness. They're going to raise up to be great. So, but it's not unsimilar to Robyn's kind of history a little bit, but
it's true.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, is there anything, there's a lot of, you know, announcements that we had, Xenoscope Black, subscriptions. Is there anything that you want to like shout out really quick or get the crowd hype about?
The NCW collectible, right? Like that's going to be, I don't know if it's going to sell out this month, but I don't want to see those books get burned or destroyed or whatever you guys are going to do.
There's a good plan for the first
showcase. The showcase is really cool. If you can win that, like that's a really cool book. It looks awesome. There's only going to be 5 of them ever made, so I don't know what the criteria is for winning it this month, but you guys will do that. But I think that's something I'm really excited about because I saw how quickly the book started to sell, and most likely we'll probably end up upping the print run till we can destroy some of them at some point. Because I really do actually want to destroy some. That'll be fun. So
yeah, there's a lot of
that's my big thing right now that I'm excited about.
Yeah, so if you guys weren't with us last week or you didn't get a chance to watch, we will be giving away showcase versions of the NCW collectible, that the cover that Casey just showed you.
I can't hear you.
Eliza's Shatsudas. On top of that incredible cover. So a couple of people will be winning it. Every week the criteria will be a little bit different. We will be announcing the first winner at the end of the stream, so make sure that you tune in and stick around. But if not, you can go to our web store right now. There's a collectible cover of that on the web store, limited to $199, but whatever doesn't sell that month then gets destroyed. So you have until January 31st. I looked at the numbers. It's well on its way to selling out.
Yeah,
it's probably going to sell out. Yep. But if you haven't got it, make sure that you get it now because it probably will sell out.
At the very least, we're going to pull one from archives. I think we put 5 or 10 in archives, and we're going to burn one. So at least we can show everybody what's going to happen if they don't get it.
My mom just texted me because she's watching, and she's like, your mom must be so cool. Thank you, Mom. Okay. Thanks, Joe, for joining us. I hope to have you on NCW really, really soon.
All right. Thank you, Amber.
Bye. So that again was Robyn Hood Home Sweet Home, which is $5.99 in our web store. Fantastically emotional, very like gutted story that Joe put out there. You know, I said this to Joe, his writing is unbelievable. Like he really has mastered the craft, and every time I pick up one of his stories, I'm immediately into it. He has fantastic backstory. This starts off really, really emotionally. You get to dive into Robyn Hood's past. We kind of hinted to it. Of what happens, you know, obviously she ends up going on the run and we find her up as a young adult. However, in the beginning of her storyline after her mom passes away, where are we? And there were definitely some demons in her past, and we introduced a character named Megan, who I hope we get to see more of in the future. The other new release that we have this week is Hellchild. It's our Grimm Spotlight story. It finally gives us backstory on Hellchild. Again, there is 3 wonderful covers, and we will be joined in just a minute by writer Pat Chan. So please pop up cover A for me, Casey. There we go. Some cover A action. Her in these leather pants that she's got going on, as well as that hair to the side. Obviously, it looks like something's, you know, being thrown on her, or she's in defense mode instead of in attack mode like Hellchild usually is. Here is cover B. Some stab to the heart. This is some true Hellchild moment, as I said, where she is always, I feel like, on the attack. Always on the attack. And here is child C. Here is cover C. And Ivan Tao, he does such a great job. I'm so used to seeing this cover because we use it on a lot of our marketing material. This is a fantastic cover of Hellchild. Okay, I'm going to read the synopsis and then we'll be on our way. Half goddess, half vampire, Angelica Blackstone is one of the darkest and most powerful heroes in the Grimm universe. In this action-packed one-shot, the horrific heroine finds herself caught between two warring forces attempting to weaponize her power. This conflict will bring her face-to-face with another demigod who somehow has gotten even greater power than hers. Unflinching horror and bone-crushing action combined in this unforgettable battle. The daughter of Hades returns. So without further ado, I will bring on the first person that crashed my stream before, our lovely co-founder. I see him keep moving his camera. Ralph, are you set up in the background?
Listen.
What was happening? Please tell me.
I'm on my phone. Sorry. I had a switch. My computer is down. It's down. Things have gone bad.
I appreciate you
Hello.
hopping into the stream anyway.
Shock's making fun of me, calling me an accident. That's rude.
Okay, I am going to bring on our wonderful writer who doesn't have technical difficulties, Pat Shand.
What's going on, guys?
Yo.
It's a party.
It's a party. Amber's NCW.
But really, Ralph's because he just crashed it at the beginning of my stream.
So here's something I learned. I think we've learned before.
If you
log on from your device, it'll automatically bring you in if you're me. If you own the StreamYard thing. So a little bit of
you guys heard it here first. Ralph owns StreamYard.
Not StreamYard, but if StreamYard's under your name, that's how it works.
Pat, this is going to be your first of 2 appearances on NCW in the next 2 weeks.
There we go. I'm doing it.
Are you excited?
Yeah, this is fun. I get to see you guys. And we vote on the cover, right?
Yes, we do. Which cover did you like the best?
I mean, the one where she's doing the TikTok dance, you know?
The TikTok dance.
It has to be it.
That one?
Yeah.
The TikTok.
I don't know is she protecting herself from the sun?
Did you read the story, Ralph?
I did.
I don't know. That's why I said that she was in defensive because, I know there's a scene in the story where, holy water is thrown on her.
I wrote the original story to this.
Oh my God. I had no idea. You told me 4 times this past week.
Blood money. Blood money. That's really funny, Amber, because the people might not know.
My mom watching doesn't know.
Just because you know.
Okay, so you wrote the last story. So Ralph, where was Hellchild in that story? And then Pat will carry on.
Who knows? Who remembers that far back? So in Blood Money, Hellchild she's sort of like muscle for hire, and she's working for sort of like anybody who she doesn't really. She's not really like considering herself like a superhero or anything like that. She's just sort of like, hey, you want to hire me to protect you? That's how I'll earn my money because I know how to protect people. At that point in Blood Money, she's kind of lost her ability to tap into her power at any moment. So we sort of learn why that is, and then she really can only tap into her power by drinking human blood because she's half vampire. And she really despises drinking human blood, surprisingly.
But she has to for the power.
She protects this kind of a jerky kid who ends up basically being part of this murder cover up. She's hired by his rich father to kind of be his bodyguard, and then she uncovers this whole really sadistic human trafficking thing. And then you learn what it really is, which is kind of a crazy reveal. And she's kind of pulled into how do I say she realizes she's got to choose to make a choice of whether or not to get involved, because she doesn't really consider herself a hero. And I think in Blood Money, that's where you first see her becoming more of making that step toward becoming a hero, even though she's not human. And I think that's a big thing for Hellchild is she's living as a human. She looks human, but she's not human. And, for her, I think it's hard for her to connect to humanity in a lot of ways. And then it ends on like this note of like, we left it open. The big bad kind of gets away, and then Pat picks up the story in this new one.
Pat picks up the story, and Pat, here we go. I'm going to get my questions up. So what makes, Ralph talked about it a little bit, but what makes Hellchild so much different than our other female character leads?
I would say it's the, it's both the monster and the god in her. She, when she was, quote unquote, alive before she was bitten and killed in ancient history, she was still a demigod. She didn't live a life that was even back then considered normal for humanity. She had her father was Hades. She lived a remarkable life even back then. Now, when she is reborn in modern times with this vampiric power, that too sets her apart. So she's set apart in multiple ways, where it does, as Ralph said, make it hard for her to look at a human and see herself in there. And through her experiences is more how she begins to feel empathy. Through the first series that we did, that was much more of an origin story. It was like her year one, where, in the first issue, she is only in the final page. That first issue was about how that kind of character is reborn in this modern world. And then the second series was more of exploring the monster side of her and setting up, her to have distance from the more monstrous side of her. And then Ralph set up the new status quo, which we're exploring in this series. Well, in this one shot.
So we kind of talked about a little bit, but she immediately mentions that she has more power than she's ever had before. What is the power she speaks of?
Yeah, that's the she creates these burning portals to the underworld, and she could do it not as a reflex. She has to build up to it. She has to have sucked a lot of blood, which, as Ralph said, not her favorite. So it's this new power, super useful, major burden. And yeah, it's this sort of intense superhero move that she can pull, but it's very much a Hail Mary.
I'm just laughing because Ralph keeps repositioning himself.
I'm having technical difficulties.
Pat.
Now we're even, yeah.
Is this better?
Okay, so blood lockets are mentioned in this story. Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Yeah, when you create things in a supernatural world, right? You kind of you can bend mythology in a way to fit what the story needs. And with Hellchild being so powerful, right? We needed a way to lock her up. And thankfully, Tor, very rich, all the power in the world and the underworld at his hands, right? He can essentially pay anyone to do anything. So if he needs a demigod vampire to stay in one place, he just pays someone, they figure it out, put a blood locket in the floor, boom, she's stuck. So yeah. It's some new mythology that we're adding to it.
Yeah, there's so much stuff, and sometimes when I'm reading, because I'm not as experienced as many of our Xenoscope readers are, I'm like, is this something that I should already know, or is this something that's being introduced?
Yes, it's generally a mix of things, like with the blood locket, there's the idea of a summoning circle where a demon can be summoned and has to stay there. That is a horror staple. So I thought more of what can you do to trap a demon in a place where they already are? And then, that kind of comments on the makeup of Hellchild's body and has this emotional moment for her where if she didn't have that monstrous part of her, she would be able to move. So it does kind of give her that 1-2 punch of 1, you're stuck, and 2, you're kind of still a monster.
Speaking of, when you're given a story, especially when another very talented writer wrote the origin story of something, and yes, Ralph.
You said that?
Yeah.
Wow. Must have read Courier.
I think Casey wrote it into my script. Let me double check here, though, really fast.
Wow.
But really quick pause before I ask this question. John wants to know, we be getting any Courier in 2022?
Hey.
I'm hoping this year. I forgot. I got to talk to Dave, make sure it's on the schedule. I have to wrap up the trilogy. So we're going to get it. I'm hoping 2022. If not, it would be early 2023.
That's going to be my most anticipated read of
Right.
2022.
Right. Amber's like, well, it's like, I don't like post-apocalyptic stories. I'm like, okay, thanks.
I didn't say it was a bad story.
Cool.
It's just not my genre of stories, but right. I've read fantastic things about the Courier. Really blew me away with the writing.
Pat's a fan. All I need is Pat.
It's true. Yeah, that was actually one of the stories that I read first after taking a break from Xenoscope, because I had worked for Xenoscope for 5 years, and I was given Courier at a convention, and I read it. I was like, damn, this is good. This is really good. It's yeah, I like seeing, when we work together, we tend to do fantasy stuff because the Grimm universe is the main driving force of Xenoscope. So when a story branches out and is a different genre that you can't do in the Grimm universe, it's super cool seeing that executed really well. And Courier, Hit List, both really good.
There you go. You heard it from Pat.
It should just be noted, and we've talked about this a couple of times, but I'll bring it up. At New York, there was one day where I sold 10 Couriers, okay? And I sold the most Couriers than anybody else in the Xenoscope team. Do you remember that day, Ralph?
You were a courier machine.
I was.
A courier.
A courier.
I guilted you into it after you said you didn't read it.
He did, and I said to Ralph, I was like, I'm going to sell 10 of these today. And then literally, I sold 10 of them that day.
Didn't you also not read the first? She read the third issue.
I know.
First,
I started at number
the
3.
second issue first, and she's like, I don't know what's going on.
That's fair, right? Yeah.
To be fair, a good third issue would give me backstory, so I knew what was going on in the first.
Wow. Good third issue backstory. What are you even talking about?
I'm really reaching here. Okay, so back to my question, Pat. So
yeah.
When you are a writer and you're taking on somebody else's past work and you don't work for Xenoscope, what kind of backstory does Dave and the publishing team give you? Do they here's the other stories, read them? Or are they here are key elements to this character, or here are things that you need to bring up in this story?
Kind of all of that, yeah. Because I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been a staff writer, and now I'm a work for hire freelance writer. And I've been the guy who we would do a story meeting, and there'd be all the stories that I would be writing and all the stories that I'm going to be passing off to someone else. I remember we were doing the Age of Darkness arc, and I would sit with Raven Gregory, and we would do these outlines that are pretty much a looser beat by beat of what's going to happen, and pass it to a different writer. Some writers want, just a few PDFs of who, just the stories that tie into it, so they know what they're writing. Some writers, like myself, I want every single page the character has ever appeared in, because I want to get the voice. The dialogue is very important to me. So, for instance, right now I'm doing this Van Helsing issue that has Gretel and Calabar. So I've been studying Gretel and Calabar's voices, because that, just making sure they line up from title to title in a universe that's an expanded universe is, it's important. But it too can be a lot. When I first came on, to write my holiday issue, it was the 2011 holiday issue. I read 100 comics, and just getting that backstory was intense. but I think it's fun too. It's a major challenge. But yeah, I ask for everything.
You ask for everything, so you can make it seem very authentic.
Right.
So for this one, for an example, we cracked this story in our story conference. Pat wasn't there, but we came up with a sequel concept about Hellchild going after Tor in Mexico.
Yeah.
And then Pat took that outline that we came up with in the story conference and then does his thing.
How do you know in your story conference if something's successful? Like somebody throws an idea out there and then other people start building about it, but how does everybody be like, yeah, this is a good idea?
Well, it usually just goes no, one of us will go. So, if somebody pitches something and nobody says anything, you just keep thinking. You just keep thinking and you're like, there you go. We're all pretty comfortable. So Joe and I can make fun of each other. Clearly we all make fun of each other a lot, but Joe and I can kind of rip each other as a joke, that's dumb or something like that, and laugh about it. Or sometimes if it's good, somebody will grasp onto it and be like, yeah, I like that. What about if this happens? And you're like, oh, okay, what about this? And then sometimes you get halfway down a road and then I'll me or somebody will be like, this is dumb. This isn't going anywhere. Let's start over. Or so it's really just a matter of who latches onto what idea, and you could throw out a bunch of ideas, and sometimes they just go nowhere. Dave's really good at throwing out 50 weird ideas, and you're just like, what? And then it'll hit something, and you're like, oh no, that's good. And then you're like, thanks for having such a weird mind. And Dave would just go, I'm really weird. I don't know. But it always starts with throwing stuff out and then just kind of playing it out in your head and then going, oh wait, what if it's this, but this happens? And then somebody else will go, yeah, I like that. And then this happens. So it's almost like you're telling a story together and you're handing it off. It's almost like an improv game. Anyway, that's my answer.
Interesting. The interiors, I just like to shout out the interior artist on this, were incredible. Maybe the best interiors I've seen so far out of reading all of Xenoscope. I was just blown away every page.
It was good.
Yeah.
Who was the artist?
I don't even know it off the top of my head. I'm hoping Pat does.
Sergio Acuna, I believe. Let's see.
I'm trying to think what else he's done.
It was so good. Every page, I was like, wow, the interior work here is so good.
We need Dave to tell us what else he's been on.
Yeah, I believe Sergio Acuna.
The name's very familiar, so I'm sure we've used it.
Yeah, he killed it. It's I feel like you can tell it when you see
Sergio
Areno.
Thank you,
I think
Dave.
Sergio Acuna
Dave, what else has he been on? What else did he do?
Now I know that Dave watches our show. I'm excited.
Hello, Dave. What's going on, man?
Dave, I'm sorry about my impression of you. I'm weird. I don't know.
Yeah, the interiors are good. You can always tell when the artist hits the layouts, if they're going to be able to capture, the pacing of the story. But when the actual pencils come in and you see them putting it together, and you see how the faces look, how he hits the action beats, the emotional beats, it's good. Yeah.
There you go. Black Knight, Black Sable.
Yeah, Dave, he crushed it. I was so blown away by all the interiors.
He's the man.
No comment. So really quick before you go, Pat, you'll be on next week to talk about Return of the League of Monsters Part 2.
Well,
but what else are you working on for us?
Right now, I am doing some more Van Helsing. In fact, I am before and after this stream in the depths of a very long Van Helsing issue. It's one of the 70 pages, 64, 72 pages. And it's pretty much a whole graphic novel of Helsing as a one-shot. There's some Gretel action, some witch action. It's this big Van Helsing and Gretel crossover.
We just cracked a lot of the future Van Helsing for 2022 yesterday. Actually.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to see?
Yeah. Nope.
Why do you come on my show? You crash my show, then
That's me. Well, you call my show.
To be fair, I asked Ralph to come on
yes.
my show so we could talk about Unbound, the graphic novel, and then
We say, sorry,
what?
we say Liesel. I say Liesel. Some people say Liesel.
I say Liesel too.
Liesel for sure.
What I was gonna say, and then we were supposed to drop the Unbound graphic novel today, but then there's been some issues at the printer, so it won't be dropped until next week. But I had already asked Ralph to come on, and I didn't want Ralph to feel unappreciated, and he's a fantastic guest, so I always ask him to come on. I covered that up really, really well. Thank you, Pat, so much for joining us today. I can't wait to have you on in 1 week.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, Pat. I'll miss you.
And now it's Ralph and I to close out the entire show. You know, I was thinking next week when you come on the show, you should start like kick off NCW, and it's like you're hosting, and then like I'm a guest on NCW.
Okay, why?
Because wouldn't that be funny?
NCW with Ralph.
What would you rather, NCW with Ralph or NCW with Amber? Or NCW with Casey? I'd be interested. Maybe they don't want either of us.
Casey on NCW.
I am going to bring her on soon. We've just had, except, wait, there was a P missing there. Casey's fixing it really quick. There you go. NCW with your host, Ralph Tedesco.
There you are.
You got to say it in your intro voice.
I'm going to work on it. Ralph. I'm going to do my Amber. NCW with Ralph.
With Ralph Tedesco.
Yeah.
Again, today we were talking about 2 new releases. We were talking about Robyn Hood, Home Sweet Home, which is $5.99 in our web store right now. On top of that, we were also talking about Grimm Spotlight, Hellchild. If you guys haven't read the first story, you have to go back and read it. It is on our web store as well. It was written by our very own Ralph Tedesco. I'm not going to lie, I did not read the story.
What story? Oh, it's Blood Money?
Yeah.
That's a shocker.
But I'm looking forward though.
Good. Blood Money. You got to read Blood Money first. You don't have to. You could pick up with.
You could just pick up. I didn't need it.
But it's nice to read Blood Money first, or go back and read Blood Money.
Yeah. So I will eventually read that story. But if you want backstory, you can get it at our web store right now.
There you go.
On top,
anything else we need to cover today?
There's a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
So the first thing I'd like to cover is that tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, come join us for what?
I'm on the move while you talk. I'm on the move. That's what I do.
At 6 p.m. Eastern, we will be going live for our first VCon of the entire year. It is our New Year's VCon. We will be announcing the Zenny nominations. You want to talk about the Zennies a little bit, Ralph?
The Zennies is our inaugural. I'm doing this while I'm walking. So it gives a little action to our broadcast. Don't hide your face. I had to move, but there's my dog. The Zennies is our inaugural awards. It's like the Oscars, but for Xenoscope. So how can't you want to be part of the Zennies? We're going to do. Amber's not coming back. Isn't he cute? Wait, hold on. Say hi, Tank. We've taken over NCW with Amber. Anyway, yeah. So it's our inaugural. It's like Oscars. And we're gonna do nominations on Thursday, and you guys can vote on your favorite characters and books and covers of 2021. Where'd you go, Amber?
I just wanted you and Tank to have the floor because it's your show.
Thank you.
Again, we'll be announcing our Zenny nominations. Our lovely Casey the intern, as well as Noah, will be announcing them. So once those go live, you'll be able to vote on your favorites, like Ralph was saying, and then we will have the official Zennies, I believe, at March 25th.
Yes.
Right. I knew that off the top of my head.
The Zen full with awards and all.
Next week, we will also have Ralph Tedesco and Pat Shand on because we will be talking about next week's releases. Yes.
I'm going to be on 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you are.
What the hell? I have to be on today.
And look. First of all, I haven't had you on in like 3 months, so I think we'll have everybody misses you. Tell everybody that you guys want Ralph on NCW, unless you don't want Ralph on NCW.
You left in the middle of the broadcast. You left me
because it's your show now.
Thank you, Chuck.
Okay, so next week's releases.
Don't worry about next week's release. Let's talk about something else real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Continue. The VIP event.
Yes.
I was
we talk about next week's releases. Don't worry about next week.
I'm sorry, people. You don't have to worry about the books we publish.
Come next week. So show up next week. It'll be fun. I'll be on. What else do you need?
We'll be talking about Unbound graphic novel, as well as talking about Return of the League of Monsters Part 2. If you guys haven't read Part 1, fantastic. Oh my God, Robert! You know, I saw that you're going to the VIP event, and I am so excited to see you.
You know what, Robert? This is hurtful.
So we can talk about your tiny car.
Yes.
I also saw that Daniel will be going. You know, I don't want to sound really creepy, but I check who's going every single day.
You have everybody memorized.
I do. I don't want to be creepy, but I do check because I'm like, who are the people that are going to hang out with me in Vegas?
We got Sun Kumanaki,
mm-hmm.
Ebas, Keith Garvey,
mm-hmm.
Joe, me, Dave, 2 Daves. Who else is coming? We got a lot of staff
coming.
Adrian.
Jason.
Who?
Me.
Jason. Me. Amber.
It should be noted that there will be lots of whiskey and pineapple pizza. Okay.
If we're going to have pineapple pizza, we can try.
We def are going to have pineapple pizza. We're def going to have some whiskey. Maybe we'll gamble. Maybe we'll have a good cigar. I don't know.
We are going to do, so April 23rd is the date of the official event. So from 10 to 5:30 at the Mirage, and then we have the after party at 8 to 10 p.m.
All these pineapple pizza people.
But on the 22nd, we're going to do a check-in, an optional check-in evening at the Circle Bar, which is the center bar in the Mirage. You could smoke a cigar there because I think there's a big, like, it's not a cigar bar, but you can smoke a cigar there. So if you guys don't want
my favorite cigar, Romeo and Julieta's. So,
but you won't, if you don't like cigar smoke, don't hang around Amber because she'll be smoking and Julieta.
Ralph's definitely to smoke a cigar too, so Amber won't be alone in this. Don't give me that face.
The check-in 6 to 8, I think, at the Circle.
It's going to be the most fun ever. And like, let's talk about the ticket a little bit. So a couple of people had a couple of comments. Don't forget that you're going to get a bunch of really exclusive collectibles in this ticket price, as well as your food's going to be catered for the day. It's going to be a fun day of giveaways and prizes on top of it. It's going to be Q&As, and you can bring your stuff to get Keith to sign, Ebas, and for Sun Kumanaki's very first U.S. appearance. So you're going to want to make sure that you're there so she can sign all your stuff. And I also heard that Ralph Tedesco will be there signing whatever you want.
I will. That's the one thing we're going to do. We're going to have free signings all weekend. So all day, I should say. So Son, Ebas, Keith, me, Joe, Dave Franchini, all going to be signing stuff for free. So we encourage you to bring your past collectibles. Obviously, it's going to be time permitting. Like, I don't think we're going to be able to sign like 150 collectibles per person, but we're going to do our best to sign as much as we can.
If you guys brought me 100 comics, I would sign them for you.
Well, we're going to try.
But I'm sure you don't want my signature, but I would.
Amber just volunteered to sign. So there you go. Yeah. And so you're getting, with each ticket, you're getting 3 collectibles with the ticket included. So a Sun collectible, Ebas, and Keith Garvey. And then if you do the platinum ticket, you're getting a one of however many platinum tickets we sell total. I think it'll be capped maximum at 75 because we wouldn't sell more than 75 tickets anyway. But it'll probably be somewhere around like the 40 to 50 range. So they're just going to have one showcase cover of like 40 to 50. No more will be made, and they can be personalized. So if you want it to be personalized, you can get it personalized, or you can leave. You don't have to have it personalized if you want to resell it.
I would just like to shout out Catherine really quick. Catherine, since you became a VIP in New York Comic Con and we met, we've yet to hang out, and I know you're in Philly, so let me know when we're hanging out, and hopefully you get to come to our VIP Philly event.
Hi, Catherine.
Yeah, Casey said it. If you really want me to, I can sign the NCW exclusives. Why are you shaking your head now?
Just kidding. Amber will sign anything you guys want.
Anything you want. And this is going to be some fun. I'm probably going to dress up. So
Catherine's coming to Vegas, or she's coming to Philly?
She'll probably come to, like, she's in Philly, so she'll probably come to Philly.
Oh, that's right. Amber, do you want to tell everybody who you're dressing up as?
I don't know. Should I unveil it yet, or should we sit on it?
I mean, I think we were just talking about it.
I guess you're right. Okay, so the tentative plan is that I'm going to dress up as Hellchild because I have the red hair right now. So it'll be some leather pants and some vampire teeth, obviously. No, I don't think I'd be able. I would, but like when I rock my teeth, I have such a hard lisp, you know?
So we're going to have Amber volunteered nicely to be a character. So she's going to like double as Amber / Hellchild. And then we're going to have another cosplayer who won our 2020 cosplay. Everyone's, wait, what? You should make a print for the event that everyone can sign similar. We're actually going to do something similar, I think, Tammy. Yeah, so we have another cosplayer coming out, Rebecca Ross. Mm-hmm. She won the 2020 cosplay contest. We had the virtual one. Her cosplays are incredible. So she's going to come and dress up as a character as well. We're not going to reveal that one yet. But I will say Chuck will be very happy.
Chuck, I'm not going to shave my head. No. Maybe I'll do like.
Did say she would.
Maybe I'll do some braids on the side. I don't know. Or I'm just going to have the red hair. It is what it is.
It is what it is. We'll make it work. But yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun.
If you guys haven't bought your tickets yet and you're a VIP, make sure that you come to the VIP event. We want to hang out. Chuck, we can neither confirm nor deny that. That's all I'm going to say about it. But we want you to come hang out with us in Vegas. It's going to be me. It's going to be Ralph. It's going to be Joe. It's going to be Jason. It's going to be Dave. It's going to be David. It's going to be Keith. It's going to be Ebas. And it's going to be Sun. It's going to be Adrian. All of your favorite people in one area. And I'm really excited to, yes, Ralph.
I forgot to mention also, so all the 3 covers that we'll have there, that you'll pick up there. So you have to come to pick up your cover. And then we'll have Z-rated versions of each of those covers available at the con as well, that we'll unveil at the event. Technically, it's Comic Fest, but we've been calling it the VIP event, but we usually call it the VIP Comic Fest in the past.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, just FYI. It's a West Coast.
That's awesome. This is our inaugural West Coast VIP event. So who doesn't want to say that they were at the first one, right? Like everybody wants to say that.
Even though it's not really West Coast. Is it West? It's not Coast. We're not on the coast. It's closer to the West Coast.
The VIP West Vegas event.
VIP Sin City.
Make sure that if you guys are coming, yes, Ralph. This is Ralph's show. Bye, everybody. He's gonna.
Got to mention one more thing. So Amber leaves me alone. One more thing. That's important to mention is we have oh God, what was I going to say? I totally lost it.
Okay, and I'm back to help.
You left me and I lost
3 somethings.
3 something. We have 3 something. Oh, we're going to raffle, 6. We're going to raffle off 6 medals for the first 20 trying to think. First 25 people to buy tickets. So if you buy a platinum or a gold ticket, you're going to be entered in the raffle automatically. Just FYI.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you those medals soon.
There'll be a lot of giveaways at the event on top of also just exclusive products that you can only buy there. There might be some stuff from the vault that you haven't seen for years. I don't know. I'm really hyped to go to Vegas. This is the trip that I am just most hype about.
I'm very hyped, and I'm confident that COVID will get through this next wave quickly, hopefully, so it's not even an issue. But if there's any problems, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated on everything.
I honestly think we'll be fine. And if there's mask mandates while we're there, that's what we'll deal with, and we'll have the masks on in the event, and that's something we can take care of later.
And then we'll go outside and smoke cigars.
Smoke cigars through our masks.
So again, if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, make sure you get a ticket. And if you're not a VIP, but you're interested in coming to an event and becoming a VIP, there is a ticket available where you can become a VIP and also then get tickets for the event. It's a discounted price. So make sure that you sign up. On top of being a VIP, something else that's very exclusive right now is Xenoscope Black. Xenoscope Black is our shipping unveiling. I'll be talking a little bit more about it tomorrow on the VCon, but a lot of you guys came to us and said, like, shipping's really difficult for us. There's so much stuff getting ordered. Can you consolidate this and make it a more appropriate price? And that's how we came up with this. You're going to end up saving so much money. I know Adrian's been sending emails out to people basically being like, this is how much you spent in shipping last year, and it's way more than $199. So make sure that you guys subscribe to Xenoscope Black. This is a wonderful time to tell you guys who the winner of the very first NCW collectible cover is. Are you ready? Drum roll, please.
Very exciting.
I can't do it. I was like, I don't know if you can hear it if I go like this. The very first winner of our NCW collectible showcase that he will be getting is Matthew Gray. Congratulations, Matthew Gray. Woo! He followed last week's stipulations. This week's stipulations are going to be, you must have watched NCW. So if you haven't commented, comment, and you must have gotten a ticket for the West Coast VIP event.
Is Matthew here?
He might not be.
You have to have gotten a ticket for what? Sorry, I cut you off. Don't. She should have thrown me off. That would have made more sense. Doesn't that end look like it says like the Netflix end in the corner now?
Okay, so
you threw the wrong person off.
Matthew is not here right now, but that's okay. He's going to rewatch and he's going to find out, or I'm sure somebody's going to post it in the VIP event or the VIP group and let him know that he won. But you won the very first showcase collectible. So the stipulations for next week is that you just have had to buy a VIP West Coast ticket. That's all you have to do. You have to buy it before next Tuesday. And someone will be selected from there. And make sure that you comment on the stream at some point saying, hey, I watched NCW. Somebody from that very select few people will be chosen as the next collectible cover recipient. If you want to get the NCW collectible that is out right now, you can head to the web store. It's limited to $199. It will only be sold in the month of January. Thank you, Casey. It is a very hot Elias Chadzudis Robyn Hood cover. Like, I love this from her backside. She's doing it. Look at the athleticism, right? Like, when I was posting this, I was like, ooh, put your back into it, but then I couldn't really find the lyrics for that song. Anyway, so make sure that you get the NCW collectible cover. Rob, were you going to say something? Every time you go, I think you're going to say something.
I was going to say something, but I didn't.
What were you going to say?
I just nothing.
Okay. Okay.
I see comments coming in, and I want to say something. I was going to respond, but then it's too late.
What was the comment?
Nothing.
I
was just looking. I was looking at the comments.
Okay.
You can continue. It's fine.
This is again another very long NCW.
Very long. It's very long. Next week will be longer.
And
probably.
Ralph will be on next week, so we'll be on for hours probably. Okay.
You invited me. Let's not forget this.
On top of this, we have a bunch of subscriptions that are out right now. We have a reward subscription for our subscriptions, our reward box, our Zen box. You'll be getting them with every subscription. There he is, our Zenjamin. More to come on that. I will be talking about that tomorrow. Why are you laughing?
Because I don't know what Zenjamin. It's great. He's like a Monopoly man with the dragon Monopoly.
On top of that, our sticker book subscription will be launching very, very shortly. I already talked about our Xenoscope Black subscription. On top of that, we will be having another subscription that will be launching next week, which I will not unveil yet. Our Ketchum subscription should be dropping today. So you will finally find out who the character is that is rocking this outfit in just a few if it has not dropped already. So yeah, our next movie club is the end of the month. It's January 27th. It's from 6 to 7 p.m.
Resident Evil.
If you guys don't know, the guy in the middle there looks so much like Ralph. Who is that?
That's Sebastian Maniscalco. That's what everybody calls. So I have to watch this movie. I have like a week to watch it.
I love Resident Evil. Good.
So we're doing it on Thursday, right? Is it a Thursday this month?
Yes.
Or is it Thursday next Thursday?
Our next retailer live stream is in person. It's going to be on February 1st. There's going to be more information to come, but Dave will be signing stuff live, okay, at Comic Collection. So Feasterville, make sure that if you're a fan or you want to plan to bring in comics that day. Why are you laughing now, Ralph?
There's a lot of copy on this ad.
Okay, so really quick, for everybody who's somehow still on the stream, Ralph loves to type out so much copy in his ads, and maybe he doesn't go through the marketing person at this company for her input on it. So sometimes I get these ads.
I did ask you if you wanted to edit it.
You after the ad was made, so then sometimes the ads will come back, and then
Casey, can we have the ad up again? It's a very good ad.
Anyway, I maybe approached Ralph and said, "Ooh, there's a lot of text on here, maybe a little bit hard to read. Like next time, let's just try to limit our text a little bit more." And then I create an ad today that has very minimal text, and Ralph messages me and says, "There's too much copy in this."
I mean, there was a lot of copy on it.
Oh, Aaron, this is your local store. I didn't realize that. I love when we get to have Aaron in the office. We haven't had him in the office a while, but make sure that Dave Franchini will be signing, not David. David's in San Diego, or not San Diego, LA, which I think I'll be in LA in like 3 weeks.
David Wall's in LA. Right. So yeah, Feasterville's our first retailer live stream live at the store, so that'll be exciting.
Our first retailer live stream live. On top of that, we are also going to be unveiling a new product that will be on sale at the VCon, and you're going to want to make sure you get it. It is our Xenoscope Passport Book. Rob, would you like to talk about the Passport Book a little bit?
Ooh, the Passport Book.
This ad also has a lot of copy. Continue.
This will release Thursday during our New Year's con. So the Passport Book is pretty fun if you have not yet. If you have ever if you go to a lot of live streams, or if you've gone to our in-person Comic Cons, we're going to start. So you buy the Passport Book for $20, and then every time you buy at either a live stream or at an in-person convention, we're going to give you a sticker. We'll ship it with your shipment, or we'll give it to you at a convention, and you can add it to your Passport Book. Actually, at the live conventions, we're probably going to do a stamp. We're actually going to stamp your book. But for the live streams, we're going to mail you the sticker for free. So you're just going to collect every live stream you attend, or every convention you attend throughout the year, or even throughout next year, till you fill your book up. And it'll be fun. It'll be cool. It's like they do this at Amber. They do it at Disney. They do it at a few places.
I was going to hop in really fast. So a passport book is just a great way to commemorate all the shows you go to, a great way to commemorate the VCons. And as a child, I'm sure that your mom was also very difficult on you and made you go to every national park in the United States. Thanks, Mommy. And I had a passport book for all the national parks, and I still have it, and I still have stamps for it. So every time I go to a national park, I always bring it to me. I always bring it to the park.
Bring it to me.
And when I go to Texas, I'm sure Ralph will stamp my passport book. So on
What?
Or we were like an hour into this.
No, Chuck, it does count as for VCons.
It does. So there'll be Ralph mentions it. There'll be a sticker that's sent to everybody who gets a passport book. That sticker will go into your passport book.
You just track. But you're going to have to place an order to get the sticker mailed to you. So even if it's like a small order for the con, you'll get a sticker in your order. And it's going to be like a passport. So like you open it up and like you can put your picture in there. Like you can put who owns the passport. And then every time you come to a convention that we're at, you'll just be like, hey, I'm here to get my passport stamp. Or maybe we'll just put out a stamp on the side so people know that they can just come up and stamp it. Yeah.
It's going to be
it's going to be really cool. The books look really nice and they're going to be pretty inexpensive to buy. So it's just like a way to collect your passport, your stickers.
And it's a way to commemorate all the VCons, all the conventions that we're going to be hanging out with. Like, I'm excited to see. This is a reminder. If you're a VIP or you're not a VIP, you should become a VIP. But if you're a VIP and you come to a convention and you say, hey, I'm a VIP, we'll give you your VIP goodies, which will always be a collectible. It'll come with some tchotchke stuff. But that's something you get for being a VIP with us.
That's correct. That's correct. We're at 3:01. We should wrap this up.
I know. 3:01 your time, really 4:01.
4:01. Sorry.
Yes, thank you. I know we did it. Casey's right. We did it. Team 1 hour of NCW. It's because I had Ralph Tedesco, aka host of NCW.
3 guests. That's why.
So quick reminder that today the winner of the NCW collectible was Matthew Gray. So we will ship it out to him very, very soon. On top of that, oh my God, my mom texted me. She's still watching. My mom used to watch.
Your poor mother.
Like, your mom is the best and you're welcome. Oh, because I said the passport thing about the national park.
I don't know why we didn't get lunch when she was driving down here.
I know, so my mom was driving through Texas.
Me and Chuck could have went to lunch with your mom.
And Ralph bailed on my mom for lunch.
I bailed on your mom. I would never bail on
He bailed on my mommy for lunch. My mommy's the coolest. You would love her. She's getting mad love right now from me. Mommy, you're the best.
Bring her on. Can she be your guest next week?
So I might be going to San Diego in like 3 or 4 weeks, and I might stay there for a week and work remotely so I can spend some time with my family. And if I do that and my mom's there, I'll bring her on NCW.
Yeah.
But only if you're going to be a guest that week.
Do it. I'm coming on. I'm gonna show up.
She's gonna say to you, oh, my mom said it here first. Ralph did bail. That's what she said.
I failed?
You said no, you bailed. You bailed on her.
Yeah, there's no...
Right here. My mommy said it here first. Ralph.
That's bull. She knows it.
She is still
she knows it's BS.
I'm not allowed to call my mom. I have to call her
we're losing viewers by the second. We were doing really well, and then now it's just dropping. Okay. We're burning through people's lunch hours. Okay, listen. We're going to end NCW. I'm signing off. Good.
This is where you come for the covers, but you stay for the stories. Again, the stipulations for this week's collectible is that all you have to do is buy a VIP West Coast ticket and comment sometime on this stream, and I will be picking, and we will announce next Wednesday.
Cool.
Okay, thanks everybody for joining us. I will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. for our VCon.